Tom, it's that season again where Shonen Jump decides to release a bunch of brand new series. So we're back with a bunch of new series alerts for y'all, letting you know if the first chapter.
My mic arm. Yeah, we talked about this a lot. Speculation as we were talking about like all the canceled series. They're filling them in. Let's see how long they last. It's kind of like you're not quite sure to commit. Maybe now that it's been such a revolving door over in the Shonen Jump land. Which one are we tackling in this segment?
So right now we're going to start with the first of the new batch, which is Animal Signal.
Okay.
It is a new series by a duo. It's created by Robinson Haruhara, who is the creator of "'Tis Time for Torture Princess," which I have not read. I think that's from another magazine. I think Viz has localized it, but it's from another magazine. And then a Shonen Jump vet at this point, Taishi Tsutsui, which is the creator of We Never Learn, which was his big, successful 200-plus school comedy series, and Sidcraft, which was a sort of love detective story that only lasted about 20 or so chapters, 20, 25 chapters. So that he did that story about a year and a half or so ago. He's back in the magazine now with Animal Signal, a story about human animal hybrids just becoming a part of everyday life and people having animal powers, called Anima. Tom, what were your first impressions?
Yeah, they're not just animal powers. It's like heightened, like extra strong animal powers. Like not even animals have this ability to channel these powers as strongly.
Yeah, take the concept of the animal power and expand it like times 10.
So I'm reading this. I really don't have enough like experience with being hit with a new series. You're the pro. I never know what I'm going to expect. I thought this one was actually really funny. Like I really enjoyed the rapport, between our two main leads. And the jokes really did land for me. Now, here's the thing. It's a series about animals in a way that's like really like Kids Geographic, like National Geographic.
Oh, totally.
Like, so like
it's fun animal facts every week.
It really, there's a juvenile aspect to this plot that like, it's like very kiddie when it comes to like that. But lucky for me, I like animal facts.
I did want to ask: Are you an animal fan? Do you like the zoo? Like
big? Well, I don't know about the zoo. I mean, there's especially in what is it, Osaka or Tokyo Zoo. It's like infamously terrible. Like they treat them terribly in Japan, even compared to like here in America. But I'm a big animal fact fan. I loved all the animal facts in this chapter, and the fact that like not only will those be used for like humor, but our like main male character, which you're always good with the names.
So our two, basically we got a dynamic duo here.
Yeah.
So we have our sort of main character Tsubasa Makise, and then who's sort of a rookie on the Anima Control Center, which is a sort of offshoot of the Japanese police force to deal with anima related crimes.
Right.
And then he's sort of the rookie to Kokone Otawa, who basically has a bat anima, and she's basically able to use.
Which I haven't been around a tsundere in a while, so I'm fine with it for now. That was like kind of reminiscent to me of an older. And
I will say, Tsutsui Sensei, awesome with the tsundere archetype.
Okay, good. Well,
this guy's
I think so far so good.
Kind of a goat with this shit.
So our main male character, he's like, his superpower is that he just knows these animal facts and he's really enthusiastic about them, which I just like. I'm happy to join him on that. So that was a fun perspective.
Yeah, and what's fun too about him is he's a very sort of stone-faced, very mute, man of few words type of guy. But because Kokone is able to read minds using her bat power, we actually find out that this man is extremely excitable about animals, and he is thrilled in the first chapter where they're at the zoo hunting down a potential a villain who's causing some arsonry among the city. So they're trying to track him down. They think it's going to hit.
So there's the like one, just hey, I like to learn a fact or two aspect I like about it. Two, it sets up some fun comedy because we're like contrasting like police detective investigations with like animal fact like silliness. But three, I liked how it also incorporates that knowledge into the investigation by the end. So it's like you get, and not only that, like I guess 4 would be in the character development too. By the end, one of the stories he talks about is like the goby and the shrimp working together and kind of being the symbiotic pair, and then tying that back to the two investigators, hoping to be that. He's earnest in a way that I appreciated, because it's not like overly sappy. He just kind of like says how it is, and I don't know. I mean, honestly, like the most we talked about what was it, the Class 2B whatever
Class 2B Hero Destroyers, yeah.
Which is probably the most technically sound manga we've read as like new series. This one was, I think, more like in my lane of genre.
Yeah, more sort of, yeah, like a more cute, fun comedy with a little bit of, you know, just kind of just some fun information that's just fun. It's fun to read. This manga was fun as fuck to read.
It really was like, usually, you know, these are longer, these first like chapters.
Yeah, they're about twice as the length.
This is the least I've felt that. And it just kind of flowed like this is chapter 23. You know what I mean? Like it flowed just really, really well. It didn't also like, and we'll talk about this with the next one, like overburden us with like so much explanation. It kind of got us settled in pretty quick, and then played out its kind of world building throughout a real story, which in this case was a arson wielding tuna man, which was also like a twist that was like, I don't, you know, it's not super convincing, persuasive that this is like a natural extension of tuna powers, but it was like fun and creative enough that I was willing to buy in on the tone that it set up till then.
It's yeah, and I think too, like there's a little bit, you do get a little hint of some action too towards the end of the chapter with this sort of tuna anima who's able to essentially like light himself on fire, basically, because apparently tuna can heat themselves up, so of course you times that by 10, you light yourself on fire. And sort of a great moment too, where it's sort of the guy's about to sort of attack him or whatever, and then the main character Tsubasa is basically like, yeah, it's gonna rain. And also, by the way, set up on the very first page of the magazine with the frog guy who says it's gonna rain.
Yeah. There's a My Hero.
Very My Hero. It's totally My Hero with basically the sort of the like the hetero, like the more humanistic characters and the more like animal like or beast characters.
Yeah, and so there's a My Hero aspect, but what's interesting is, at least all we know now in chapter 1, our two leads have no combat abilities, and so there was not a fight, because they're just normal. Like, you know, her ability is like reading minds, or like
reading mind. Yeah, she can read mind for 3 up to 3 minutes a day.
And that time limit mechanic, those 3 minutes felt believably 3 minutes, which is always a problem with me in manga and anime, is like, my time limit's only 10 minutes, and it's either it feels like it's like really 6 hours in the story, like, or they really overuse it, or it's like super short and 10 minutes flies.
Yeah,
this one felt like 3 minutes.
And it also helps that she's kind of called, because basically they go from sort of exhibit to exhibit at the zoo. Yeah. She just can't help but listen to Tsubasa just listing off these animal facts in his mind. He's just doing this for the love of the game.
She's literally me, like, you know what? I want to investigate this, but that is a dang interesting fact about the elephants. You know, like, I guess I will. Like, I appreciated that hook.
Yeah.
I think that's, and
then she's also like, and then and part of the comedy is like, crap, I just used 45 seconds.
Like the stakes of it are very fun. So I imagine we may meet more ACC people that have more combat focus than these two, and that's interesting too, because it's like there's easy potential to expand this cast and make it feel natural, and there's a lot of unique abilities. So, you know me, I'm a little nervous about My Hero connections, but so far what's compelling about My Hero is all the unique powers and kind of the structure of that. So I'm hoping that they can lean into like the pros and less of the cons.
Yeah, and I'm excited because I'm excited to see what crazy kind of animal abilities are we going to extend to the 10th degree. And I will say, not to get too into it, these are all chapter 1 only reviews. Chapter 2 has a nice sort of another sort of kind of mystery of the week, figuring out what's going on,
Yeah,
but
I
in
like
much
that
more
structure.
lower stakes and much more chill than kind of what's in this first chapter, where it's an actual sort of villainous guy who's committing crime.
Yeah, it starts at a very sustainable pace too, this first chapter, and I do look for that. Like this feels like it could go for a bit and
I
keep my
feel like
attention.
there's a lot of confidence in this
Yeah.
in this
Yeah,
series.
like we're not gonna show everything, but I have the core dynamic down pretty well right away. I already have some fun facts loaded up and a way to connect them to this investigation. But there's still so much to learn about this investigative unit. Um, I like this one more than I thought I would, and also it just looks great. Like it's
I
well
was just
drawn.
about to say the art is so good. I think Kokone is super cute. There's a great spread of her in like a frog, like a frog jumpsuit. That's like really cute. And the way he draws animals, I think the way Tsutsui Sensei draws animals is wonderful. It's just they're so delightful looking. You want to hug and pet all of them.
Yeah, they're
Um,
very funny. The way the informative panels are also like really have a lot of clarity. They're interesting. He keeps the fact part fun and um I don't know. I was just like, oh, this is like it. What I'm not. I don't think this one will ever blow my mind or get to the 3x3, but it felt like something that would be nice to read every now
Of
and then.
course, and you
Yeah,
got to think too. Like this exists in the monthly magazine alongside 20 or 19 other manga series.
it does stand out.
Um,
It does stand
it
out.
stands out. I think it has a great like tone to it that nothing really else in the magazine is quite hitting. Um, and I'm gonna be reading Animal Facts
Yeah,
every Sunday.
Sam, I'm gonna end the bit today.
Yeah, will you read chapter two, Tom? Will
I
you read chapter two?
I wanted to before coming here,
Oh hell yeah! Oh my god,
but
we got one! We
this
got
is the
one!
bit's over.
It only
I
took 7 series.
I think this is like it's good, just solid series, and it's up my alley more than like the Gintama esque kind of the humor there. Again, maybe I'll get into Gintama one day. I think I'd rather get into Gintama first versus Hero 2B, whatever it's called. Haven't thought about it in a while. So I did keep my word. I did not read that one. So this one gets the first Tom will actually read
The first
chapter
Tom
two.
will read chapter
Yeah.
two
No, it's not
approval.
now. Now I have read chapter two of some newer series, like we were talking about. Someone Hurts was just slightly before us starting the show.
Yes.
That is a series I read chapter two of as well. It's relatively new, so it's not like that long of a streak in the scheme of like my manga reading habits. But this one I think rise level. Now, do I think I'm gonna stick with this forever? To be seen. I don't think it's hooked me that hard. I don't think any chapter one can do that though. So, but it's earned chapter two for sure.
I'm. You already know how I feel. I read all this shit every week anyway.
Yeah, you don't have a
Regardless
choice.
of how I
Yeah,
feel about it. It could be the biggest piece of crap of all time. I'm probably still gonna read it to
look, I want it to
inevitable
mean something.
chapter
When
19
Tom goes,
conclusion.
yes. When Tom goes, yes. Reading chapter two. I want well, hopefully we're two ends of the spectrum, of the Shonen Jump reader. But I go in good faith to every single one because I really don't know what to expect with what these can be like. And this one really like just was a fun read. I was like chuckling. That was like a unique thing. Like I wasn't out loud chuckling too often, even with the classroom one. With this one, I was. Every twist, maybe you can see him coming, but the character dynamic helped. The time limit helped sell the joke. There was a lot. Every joke had like three or four funnels or veins fueling what makes it funny. And that's a good series. That's a smart, really um, like seasoned approach to it.
And yeah,
Yeah,
makes sense from I mean, these are two seasoned guys who are doing this stuff. I
yeah.
mean, Tis Time for Torture Princess's 200 plus chapter series. We Never Learned was a 200 plus chapter series. These guys know what's up. And they know what's good. So it's cool. I like to see this. I like to see two duos of people who are really both extremely talented come together to work on a project. I think that's part of what made Oshino Ko like really special, because we got Mengo, who wrote Scum's Wish, or who did the art for Scum's Wish, did the art for that, and then of course the writer of Kaguya-sama, Love is War. To have a super cool story. And yeah, I think that's what we kind of get here. So yeah, let us know what you thought of Animal Signal. If you thought it was cute, let us know some of your favorite animal facts in the comments.
I'm excited to learn some facts. Really, really revealing myself here that I'm all on board with just some animal facts. I like like the David Attenborough stuff. Like, I love that shit. That's my shit. Like, so this really it really hit a good chord with me.
That's awesome. All right. Well, hey, stay authentic.